Now, what was your part within the movie here?
So my part, I was Jason Allman. So I was the, I think, main antagonist towards the movie. I kind of pushed the movie along, the MacGuffin, if you will.
So what was your favorite part about the film? Like, what was your favorite scene that you had performed in?
I really enjoyed the intro, but honestly, getting like tied down and stabbed and chocolate sauce going all over me, amazing. Honestly, it's super fun.
Very cool. Do you have any remarks to say about the film at all?
Yes, Jason Ullman should have lived at the end. I'm a little biased, but but that's all I gotta say about that one. I was overruled.
Right on, big dog. Great times.
Senor Kepler, what did you think of the movie?
The movie was fantastic. I didn't know how it was going to come together, seeing as how we shot it so haphazardly, but it really did come together actually pretty well.
Homemade films are tough to make. How do you think Steven did?
He's outdone himself once again, but it's something we can expect. Yeah.
We're having an interview.
Steve is amazing. He put the whole thing together himself. I mean,
edited it, filmed it,
wrote the script, everything. So yeah, it's all done to him. I'm excited to work with him again on his next one.
For a homemade film, do you think 40 minutes is a feat?
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy how we got that much in there. But he even had to cut some things out to keep it nice and streamlined. So I think it was a great final cut of that film.
So this camera right here.
Oh, is that? Oh, hello.
Hello. Can you give us your name?
Fernando Sanchez. I was just a small part in this film. I believe you were my bodyguard, if I remember right.
I was
my hype man.
I was your bodyguard, and I was your hype man.
He did an excellent job.
So what did you think about the film?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, it had a good amount of comedy and that soft gore that would just make you go, ugh, but not enough that was overboard.
Right.
And Steven definitely has the mind to go overboard, and I love what he did here. It was a good balance. And just the shots that he made, loved it.
What is it? How was your overall experience doing this?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, he's a good director. He tells us exactly how he wants to do it and is open to like, hey, I think I would want to do it this way or that way. So Steven's really good at being able to work with you and figure out the best way and also make you look good in the shot. There's plenty of bad shots of me, I'm sure. So he knows how to pick them, and
yeah.
I feel happy with him doing it, so that's why I keep helping.
Brought to you by Modelo. Now, what was your role within the movie here?
I was just an extra.
How was your experience throughout the filming?
Honestly, didn't know what to expect going into it, but after seeing the final product, I was really happy about the overall process of it. You know what I mean? I'm a kind of an awkward guy a little bit, so I get kind of weird about seeing myself in front of the camera since I'm normally behind the camera.
Right.
But yeah, overall, really good. Really stoked.
Now, is this something that you want to, you might be interested in doing again?
Yes, most certainly. I would most certainly love to be in front of the camera again, I guess. Behind the camera would be cooler. You know what I mean? I would like to work with Steven in the next, in whatever film he does next. He kind of came forth to us with some ideas, and I just would love to work with him in any capacity. Here, hand me that. My name's Israel Perez, and I'm here with David Olburn. How you doing, David?
Doing great, bro.
So, what did you think about the film overall?
Overall, I thought the film was great. I've seen and been in a few films with Steven before, but every time he's stepping it up, and he's doing something new in each film that he hasn't done before. I really look up to his work.
You were in quite a bit of scenes, actually. I was actually kind of surprised. We had done a scene together. You know what I mean? And then I saw you in another scene where you had the mask on.
Right.
Yeah.
So I played a dual part in this movie. So I was one of the main boss men in that fight scene with the little mutant creatures. The other part that I had was he had videos of people who would post online these threat videos.
Yes.
Coming for Jason.
Do you have any final remarks as far as just your thoughts on the film?
I think the film was overall just an amazing film. Really stoked for Steven to continue forward, and there's only direction is up, dude. The only direction is up.
want to shout out Gloria Death Records, Hoodoo Kill, Neb Cruza.
Yeah, dude.
That was a perfect. That was
That was
perfect.
just sick.
that was-
I wasn't expecting that. Neb Cruza, Hoodoo Kill.
perfect scene for that.
Yeah,
too.
it was the skating scene, or the freaking little motorcycles.
Yeah, that was a perfect scene for that for sure. But yeah, shout out to Gloria Death and Hoodoo Kill. Cheers. What's your name and who you are?
My name is Jonathan Doe. I am a very good friend of the director, Steven, and I like to make horror movies too, and I'm a YouTuber, and I helped out with some of the cinematography as well as some of the practical gore effects for this film. Yeah, I had a very integral hand in terms of the fire stunts, so I was really concerned. Steven was very ambitious and wanted to light himself on fire, and I didn't want my friend to hurt himself, so I did a bunch of research to make sure that he wouldn't die. So we did that, and then I love gore, so I was the blood pump man for the very final scene, and so you see a lot of splatter. That's all me. So
That's awesome. How long have you and Steven been working together?
we've been friends for about 2 years now, and this is the first project that we actually Well, this is the first Box Creep films that I was involved in, and then I run my company's called Putrid Productions, and he helped me with a short film as well. So we kind of go back and forth. He did special effects for my movie, and then I helped with special effects for his movie. So.
That's really rad. That's really rad.
Yo, big dog, awesome. Great to chat with you. Great to be here.
Always.
So, who are you, and what was your part within the movie today?
So I am David Grischuk, brother of Stephen Grischuk. My role in the film was a man who is dying on a very unfortunate murder by the terrible Allman. Yeah, so my part as an actor was, I think, smaller than my part behind the scenes. Arguably the other way around. But some of the editing with the images of the Borks fighting was my handiwork.
Nice.
Was getting the cage in the front.
Okay.
But I enjoyed, I think, the acting part more.
Okay.
The image editing was a little more tedious.
Within your experience, was there a favorite part that you had?
Yes, my favorite part was actually the impaling.
Nice.
There was almost, I consider it a stunt.
Yes.
Because I was required to balance on this very small block of wood.
Okay.
So we had this stand that I was on, and that itself wasn't very well balanced. And then the square was like 2 feet by 2 feet. So if you could imagine, my whole body had to rest on that with my limbs hanging off. It was pretty tiring. So
And how long did you have to do that for?
it was like 15 or 20 minutes, and I just hold myself up with my own weight.
Dude,
Yeah.
you did a kick-ass job, honestly. Like you were
you.
still very, very still, and
Great.
I could tell like that you were literally on a post.
That's great. We were so worried that the steak would not line up and it just would look terrible. But we managed to get it, luckily, first try. All of our practice runs, it didn't work out.
Nice.
But the moment we show up to set, it actually just landed perfectly.
Nice.
And so I could just chill there. Chill is relative, you know. I was struggling for the whole 15-minute shoot. But it was wonderful.
And were there special effects with that scene?
There was. So there was a little bit of blood being splattered.
A little bit.
A little bit. I ended up drinking a fair amount. we had a bottle of blood, and I had to leave that in my mouth for a couple of minutes while the camera was getting ready. And again, I was curled up in this awkward position, just unable to breathe throughout just my nose.
Getting ready for the shot.
So it was a bit of a struggle, but that was the fun part, and I really,
Nice.
really enjoy it, and I think it turned out well for everyone.
Right on. And here we are with Mr. President. Hello, Mr. President.
Good evening, citizen. Good evening, citizen.
And so, who are you, and what was your role with this movie?
Okay, I'm Nick. I'm Nick Grischuk. I happen to be the father. I'm Steve's dad.
Right. What was your role within this movie?
Okay, in the movie, I played the President of the United States. I never really had a name other than Mr. President. President of the United States.
And how do you feel about your performance as the President of the United States?
I will go down in history as one of the worst presidents of the United States, if they ever find out. Because I was doing a lot of shady, illegal
Activity.
bad things to America and to Americans. Yeah, I was doing bad stuff. Bad stuff. All in the name of money, profits, and votes. Yeah.
Corrupted president.
I was very corrupt. Yeah, very corrupt.
And how do you feel about your performance as that?
Steven made me look good. He made me look good on screen. I struggle with lines, and they take care of me when it's time to shoot. I really struggle, and through the editing that he does after we shoot, he makes everybody, including myself, look pretty good.
Right on.
So I give him a lot of credit
Yeah.
for my performance on screen. A lot of credit.
Right.
It's all Steven.
Ah. And as far as your performance, you've been a part of every single one of his films thus far, right?
That's right. Actually, it's an honor. It's an honor to be, part of his film, his movie making. There's another actor, Shane Kepler, who has been in every one of Steven's movies. Also, he and I have been in all 5 movies. Nice. And it's pretty special, It's an honor, He asked me to come back and play this role, play that role, and I'm not a good actor, but he always has me come back.
Right.
I work cheap. I work cheap. Yeah.
And you feel, as far as your performance goes, that that you are happy with your performance, as far as the effort that you put in.
I give it my best shot. I try my hardest. I try to look the part and sound the part, and then
Now, what was your most awkward role within Steven's films?
Oh gosh, the most awkward.
Great job, I think.
I was never totally comfortable with any of them, really. not totally comfortable. No.
Okay, so then what was your favorite role as far as all of his films?
Oh gosh. Well, they've all been fun and they've all been challenging.
Right.
In one movie, I played 2 different characters, but if you watched the movie, you probably wouldn't even recognize me.
Nice.
It was good costuming.
Nice.
Good costuming. It didn't look anything like me. If you didn't know it was me, you wouldn't have known it was me.
Nice.
And that was in a Color Space One. Right. Yeah. But every role is different. It's challenging. I get nervous. I give it my best shot, and Steven makes us look good with the editing that he does.
Very good. Now, do you have a favorite part of your performance with the Black Heart Collectors Club?
I don't know. You know what?
Or was anything different in this that is not necessarily part of the other films?
Well, I like to tell people that in making this movie, I got to murder both of my kids. I brutally murdered both of my boys.
Oh my God.
Yeah. In the fire scene, I'm the one who I lit Steven on fire.
Right. You lit your own son on fire.
I lit my own son. I sprayed him with a flammable liquid. I put a torch to it, and I let my son burn. And then days later, I took my younger son and I had to slit his throat. It was a bloody, gory mess, but I had to do it.
Must have felt
So
good.
I killed both of my boys in a matter of days. It just brutally murdered both of them. I'd probably go to prison for that somewhere. So yeah, I mean that's
definitely memorable.
That's definitely memorable. That's memorable. Yeah.
Now, do you find yourself you're in any future productions with Steven? Or is this the end?
Well, that's probably up to Steven. If I'm available, and I'm usually available. If he needs an older person, he needs I could be an extra.
If the role fits.
Yeah, if the role fits, I could be an extra in a crowd scene.
Okay, so would you, if you were to be a part of the next movie, would you want to take a lead role, or would you want to take that minor role? Or does that matter? It's whatever the call is.
Yeah, that's basically it. Whatever he needs.
Right on.
Whatever he needs.
Right on.
And I'll do the best I can.
You know, you are the best that most people could get. I think you're awesome. Very special of a father, and it's been a pleasure to work with you along all sides of these productions. This was a great interview. Appreciate you. Any final remarks?
Thank you very, very much, David. Thank you very much. You're very generous. You're very kind, and I enjoy working with you guys too.